Well, we got the King in studio. Voices continues. And just letting our listeners know, we'll be monitoring Flow, their Christmas and Carnival launch. And if there are any other announcements, we'll bring them to you. But the host is here.
The host have no here.
This is true.
Another beautiful day in what I call my double slice of paradise. It's Friday, the 15th day of November. And of course, we are accommodating one of our very, faithful sponsors in their Christmas Carnival launch. So we can double task and multitask and all that stuff. So we want to say good morning to a fan base who've been asking if we're on today, to Brenda O'Neill standing by, to Rosemary Donald standing by, all the folks who wants to know what's going on in St. Kitts and around the region through this platform called Voices. My name is Socrates, for those who don't know, and I'm in the chair. It's been a minute. Monday, we had an incident. Tuesday, we had ships in port. So we're just letting you know that we have not abandoned the program. We cannot survive without a fan base. We want to let you know that we're here. We're going to have days like this. We're going to have folks out there wondering what's going on. And we want to let you know that it's going to be a most beautiful carnival. Tonight, we have a launch of the Legends Calypso tent up there, it's not a brand new venue for us, but it's a great location for the launch of the Melt Away. For those who don't know, okay, let's go to the ads first. That's why I love working with Jamsta. Okay, but we for those of you who don't know what the location, if you're traveling west, is at left before you get to the service station across from JNF. 100 yards down, there it is on your right. You're going to have a most wonderful time tonight. And we're ready for the ads. Let's launch and get back to the nitty-gritty of today's program. SL Hosford and the Carry Breweries presents the grand launch of the Legends Calypso tent this Friday, November 15th at the Meltaway in Buckley site. On stage, Lady Diva, The Undertaker, Lady Currents, The Invincible, Lady Legacy, Empress Lyrics, Ijo, Westside, Alamolo, Lady Smooth, Lucius, Taz, Reiko and more. The action kicks off at 8, admission free at the gate. Then on Saturday night, we take you to the Champions Bar at Port Zante to do it all over again. That's Legends, Weekends, double whammy. See you there.
I grin and bear it. Chip, chip, chip. We wanna get chip, chip, chip.
Give your little smartie the perfect smart start for their future with CHIP, the child investment plan from TVC Financial Services. Invest in your child's next step, and we know what's next is always changing.
Chip, chip, chip. We wanna get chip, chip, chip.
CHIP is a long-term plan with no minimum deposit, no monthly commitment, and you're guaranteed a special high interest rate per annum.
I want chip. I want chip too.
Visit TDC Financial Services today and get CHIP, the child investment plan, providing the best head start for every child.
Chip, chip, chip. We wanna get chip, chip, chip.
From the time that you taste it, man, you know that it's greatness. Some ice in your cup, tell your friends link up. You know that we liming. Signal the bartender. No, we don't need chaser, but if you want, it could mix with anything. We drinking Stones ginger wine, the original ginger wine. We drinking like I say, Stones ginger wine. Greatness is forever.
What has you so happy? My home internet just got upgraded and I didn't even have to pay for it. What? Which network you have? Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 300 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
So we're back, and as indicated, we did say that one of our more ardent sponsors is having a launch presentation, Christmas Carnival launch. That's Flow, and we're entertaining, we're monitoring what's happening over there. So we're happy to be of assistance. But in the meantime, what do we talk about today, Jamsta? Because somebody sent me a a clip, and we need to focus on what's happening here with St. Kitts. But this is interesting conversation where it says that Trump is considering, or he suggests, reparations for white victims. So Brenda, give me a heads up on this one. Rosemary, let me know. And Jennifer, let me know what's happening over in the U.S. I'm going to read the clip for the purpose of, introduction. And where did it go? Let me read what it says here, okay? President-elect Donald Trump is suggesting that white Americans receive reparations as victims of racial discrimination in education. In a video widely shared on social media, Trump promised to pursue federal civil rights cases against schools that continue to engage in racial discrimination and unlawful discriminating under the guise of equity. The president-elect threatened to tax endorsements or endowments that issues fines against colleges who engage in so-called discrimination against white Americans. Interesting. A portion of the seized funds will then be used to as restitution for victims of these illegal and unjust policies that hurt our country so badly, Trump said. Colleges have gotten hundreds of millions of dollars from hard-working taxpayers, and now we are going to get this anti-American insanity out of our institutions once and for all. We're going to have real education in America. And by things that Trump announces reparations for white people, he will ask the Justice Department to penalize colleges who consider diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, and fine them so they can pay restitution to white people who is considered the real victims of racial discrimination, and you cannot make this up. Understand? So, and somebody put on clip. So let's see. Trump comments on amid his plans to eliminate the Department of Education. And I'm dying to get back to this. We will ultimately eliminate the Federal Department of Education. And there are those who may figure that we have nothing to do with us in St. Kitts. You know, why are we reading that? It has nothing to do with us.
For us,
Hello there.
customers can get it all with Flow, right? So all the customers in the Federation, once you sign up to our services, lots of giveaways, lots of cash being given this Christmas. So I want to encourage everybody, now is the opportunity. If you've been thinking about it, no need to think longer. Now is the opportunity for you to come into the Flow store or look out for our door-to-door agents. They'll be visiting the communities that you live in. Come, sign up for services, lots of cash. I don't want to give away too much too early because I know we have Charisma, and so we'll come and share all the details, right? But now is the time. Get it all with Flow this Christmas.
Just like that, you see?
It's obvious we are monitoring the launch of Flow Christmas Carnival package. So we are more or less in a standby mode. But that was the topic I'd like to get some feedback on, if possible, as we continue to monitor, because there is ongoing promotion and they were part of our marketing, as we mentioned. So there's that. And of course, the whole carnival Christmas atmosphere is in the air. Are there those who are wondering what's going on around the Federation? You go to the tents to get a feedback from the Calypsonians, to give you a pulse of what's happening. And so we had the launch of the Proud Sons tents last Sunday. They'll be back on the road again this Sunday coming, we of the Legends will be having ours this evening at the Melty Way. That's up there in Buckley's site. We have a double whammy for the weekend because we have tomorrow evening down at the Champions Bar at Posante. So as one guy sang, if you miss one, you can catch the other. But the launch, there's nothing like the actual launch. Having people come out. If you've not seen that location, that venue is really, really awesome. Easily packed. I was there last night just to check it out. What a vibes. This will be the first Calypso event. There's normally a different demographic of students from Ross University, from around the village area. He's had some great events there. You know, he was very interested in getting the tent, and I appreciate that because venues are hard to come by. As a matter of fact, we may have another one next weekend, but I don't want to talk too much about that as yet because that's in the works. But the Calypso tents have now opened the doors. I got a call this morning from a friend of mine. He was asking about my song. And I had to let him know that I won't be taking part this year in the competition. This is for reasons. It's part of a long-term strategy. I explained to the gentleman. But there are many other Calypsonians who are well represented in terms of the craft. They'll be there this evening. But I personally, for all the folks who did not know before, for Beulah knows. She was, made aware. I will not be taking part in the competition. I haven't written anything, deliberately so. Those may wonder why. As I said, it's part of what I think is going to be a long-term strategy. Some years ago, when I started on hitting the government, as they would call it, I was questioned as to why. All of a sudden, you're singing quote-unquote politics. And I asked the question, where is Element? Where is Contender? Because at the time, they were the ones who were actually doing the thing. But there was a change of government, and they went silent. Yeah, right? But now we have Big Lice, who I'm told has stepped up. We have the Ice Sauce up. They've now stepped up. And what I'm hearing of that, they're now cussing the government. That's how people see it. When you critique the policies of a government that may not be working for the people, those who are the strongest supporters put the bullseye on your back and say you're cussing the government and this and that and that. But that is what people are going to tend to hear. The take of the Calypsonians on the situation of the day. There's a popular catchphrase up there right now, coined by Big Phrase, I am Big Lice, and it's what? Things are not going well. So people are flocking to the tents to hear what's happening. That's the appeal of the new Calypsos. And sometimes they get equal airplay on the radio. Sometimes they don't get it because they figure that, well, you're cussing the government. We don't want to hear that. But in the tent is where it's at. Right? So it's part of the course to be able to critique your social commentator. And it's a good thing that these songs are anticipated. So it creates a buzz. I know Lorraine to be a big Calypso fan, so I expect to see her out there in the tents, enjoying herself, trying back a Carib, and, that's how we do. There's a certain demographic that really go to the tents. The younger generation may not do so. They're into different genres. Of course, they're entitled to because music is like that. But, yes, tonight we're going to have our first launch, and if I may, it's now 11:38. And if you don't have any calls, if we could go back to Flo, see what's happening over there with them. They're talking about giveaways of 2 telephones and cash and other gift packages, etc. If they're not doing that at the moment, we can take a station break and come back to them. I see you like the octopus up there. Got it?
Exciting time this morning.
Okay,
at
they're
Flow.
still on, yes.
Because guess what? we are launching our Get It All, as our shirts say. Get it all this Christmas at Flow. And when we say get it all, we definitely mean it. You want your top up, you need your combo plans, you need reliable service, you need faster speeds, you name it. It is as Flow this Christmas. And I don't even know where to begin because we have so many tremendous offers this morning. So I'm not going to say all in one batch. So you're going to see a lot of me this morning.
Of course.
Right, Ann? Okay? You might get fed up of me.
No, not that.
Because there is so much to share this morning. But let me share something with you, with the customers first. Well, customers and potential customers. When you sign up for internet or postpaid and you bundle the two, you sign up for internet, you sign up for one of our family postpaid plans, you bundle the two of them, you get a 600 EC MasterCard cash card, and you also get 2 Samsung smartphones. Right, and you want me to repeat that?
Say it again, then I hear you good.
Yes, because I think I spoke too fast for this one. Let me reiterate. You sign up on postpaid, you sign up for internet, you bundle the two, and you know when you bundle there are tremendous savings. So you bundle your internet, you bundle your postpaid. It's not a chance to win, eh? Automatically you get an EC $600 MasterCard gift card, cash card, sorry. Plus you get 2 Samsung smartphones. And not only that, your name goes into the running to win a suite of our amazing prizes this morning. And today, throughout today, you sign up on postpaid, you sign up on internet, you get a chance to win a 50-inch smart TV. Now tell me, right hand, can it get any better than that?
Sure, I wonder if it's Mrs. Claus or Santa Claus, because I hear them give that. TV, tablet, phone, what else?
And we're just getting started, you know. I am not done. That's why our theme says this Christmas, get it all at Flow. And we definitely mean it. Okay? And when we speak about fastest speeds, bar none. And I can boast about that. We can boast about that this morning. Bar none. We have the fastest speeds and best value. If you can beat this, join us here in the store this morning. Okay? So we're here this morning. We have launched our Get It All Christmas campaign. Amazing deals for everyone. You know, once ago you would say, oh, we forget our persons who are paying their bills or existing customers. Everybody has been included in our Christmas campaign. You pay your bill in full and on time, you get a chance to win fantastic prizes. I'm going to list some of the prizes now. You get a chance to win a toaster, a blender, an air fryer. You win handsets. You win 1 year free service. So imagine, tremendous savings here again, you know. Best value, tremendous savings. You can win a 1 year free service. We also have a PS5. And you know, many persons are into gaming. Okay? And the grand prize, let me get a drum roll for this. Grand prize, you win a living room makeover. You have your sofa, you have your rug, you have your TV, you name it. We're gonna repaint your entire area. So you name it. When you think of a living room, you think of what you're gonna get in at Flow this Christmas. Get it all, and make sure that this theme resonates in your minds for the entire Christmas. Get it all at Flow.
Wow.
Addicts again.
Wow.
See me there.
Hey, Sharice McCall out so much things just now, right? I can't remember half of them. I can't remember half of them. Jesus.
Addicts again.
Well.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
TVC Financial Services. We're here for you to help you make your dreams come true. Whether your needs are big or small, we'll support you with them all. TVC Financial Services. We are strong. TVC Financial Services. This is where you belong.
TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices. Rams is always here. Rewarding your loyalty. Rams is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
What has you so happy?
My home internet just got upgraded and I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have?
Flow. Now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 300 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
SL Hosford and the Carrie Breweries presents the grand launch of the Legends Calypso tent this Friday, November 15th at the Meltaway in Buckley site. On stage, Lady Diva, The Undertaker, Lady Currents, The Invincible, Lady Legacy, Empress Lyrics, Ijo, Westside, Alamolo, Lady Smooth, Lucius, Taz, Reiko and more. The action kicks off at 8, admission free at the gate. Then on Saturday night, we take it to the Champions Bar at Port Zante to do it all over again. That's Legends, Weekends, double whammy. See you there.
I grin and bear it.
At 11:47, we're still interacting with Flow's launch, Christmas Carnival production downtown. So we just monitoring some of the stuff they're giving away. Jamsta living room suite, a whole living room suite or makeover. So you have your switch already. Yeah, I want to add in customers. You don't have to say, But what if you qualified for it? Double telephones and cashback, $600 in thing, and living room. You call the boss to find out. Yes. So how long? So if you sign up today, you can actually qualify for those giveaways.
But what I'm wondering if you, in my case, we actually have all those services from them, but they're not bundled. So I'm wondering if.
Oh.
You see what I mean? So I'm wondering if they bundle them, they would allow us to.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
So I have you send the boss to find out if they want to together.
Yeah.
I want to say congratulations to you as soon as possible.
Funny.
Listen. Say what you like. We are not the bosses in the relationship. They're the bosses. The ladies make us feel that we're the bosses and we pump up our chest and figure, yeah, man, I'm the man in the, We don't have a clue. We don't have a clue. We are not the bosses. If you came to a legal issue, fella, you lose before you even go to court. So just go in the court, the police station with hands up, say, here I am, right? Sign still delivered, I am yours. But as long as they make us feel that we're in charge, let's enjoy that illusion. As simple as that, right? So when I say the boss, I know the power of women. And there were laws really put in place to discriminate, and not only discriminate against them, to make them feel that they were second-class citizens, they were inferior in a situation, and they more or less had to go in and bear it. Now, today, they are so empowered. I've been looking at this for some time now. Our education, our colleges, etc., in terms of the graduation, when you look at who's coming out of the school, it's about 90% females. Look at the placement of professionals in our various institutions around the Federation. It's females. It's females. And somebody will ask some time ago, where the men? The men used to follow the girls, the young ladies, to the classrooms and then turn back. And they've gone in. Look into tourism. Look into security. Look into healthcare. It's mainly females. And so the issue of men feeling challenged because their ladies, their wives, are earning more money than them, it's a big thing for some men and the egos, etc., because you're no longer in a position of power to decide, well, you're the boss, and if you don't, economically you can make challenges. Okay, let's take a call. Go to caller, live on Voices.
Good morning.
How are
How
you
are you doing?
Okay. I'm much recovered, much improved. I've watched sick, everybody's okay. You go ahead.
Oh, well. Well, I will pray for you,
Mm-hmm.
The Lord sustain you, and you know what to do on your part.
He did.
Morning, Jamsta.
Yes.
Morning.
Now, this reparation for white people.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back to the case, they're talking about who can get into Harvard. And previously, black students were sometimes not even considered. Forget what the term they use, advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So, conditions were made on which black students with promises were going in. The Chinese were the first to challenge it, saying that, look, we have better grades. The noise out there is disturbing you. We have better grades than these black people.
That was about 5 years ago. The Chinese started that.
Yes, I think they took them out of the court and all.
That is correct.
Now, when will we ever learn? The black people are now learning that the scales are test against them. They're talking about, and the public school, and they must go to charter school. It sounds good. How many black people can afford to pay? So the whole reversal of the social order, And we have got to blame ourselves.
Where you say that?
Because it was not a part of the campaigning discourse.
No.
You understand? Whites first. Black people, if they get a little consideration. And the black students who went in, excelled. I mean, if you go right back, where black students couldn't even go to a proper school. And on the
Martin Luther King.
Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
the son. They fought for that. And they had to send soldiers, to escort little children and other children into these schools. They had everything. Now they're not saying that they're going to upgrade these schools, Better equipped teachers, better trained teachers with facilities that would encourage learning. None of that. Or they got one gun and they're going to shut them down or whatever.
Dismantle the Board of Education.
And they complain about, everybody don't need a 4-year degree. They don't mean white people. They don't mean white people, you know. Or black people raising the money to send the children to college. You read the undertone. We want more carpenters and we want more masons and whatever to work for who?
Field hands.
I like Trump.
Field hands.
Trump rent, you know. You understand what's going on?
Yep.
We're going back to the plantation and they're talking about, the immigrants, them taking away the jobs from the poor people. Blacks don't want to go there. Which black you here want to go and pick peas or pick corn? So they're using the whole thing against us. But we don't pay attention.
Well, Trump said that they're coming to take the black jobs. And people don't look to think for themselves. Mm-hmm.
The black people must go and pick the white people peas. That brings me to this pepper story, saying it's. Oh, that they're boasting. How much acres of pepper? It's the same principle, you know. That we plant the pepper, we reap the pepper, and then we send it. What's the value added? If you really want to do something, you get facilities where you could make your own sauce.
Okay.
We don't come. The same thing with the ganja. That's what we got to work out. We got to look after the plants, pick the flower, pick the leaf, and
send
ship
it out.
them out.
Same as the sugar.
Same monocrop thing. So when they're boasting, you know, what the pepper name? Give me the pepper name again.
I don't remember.
I mean, when I hear this, God, here we go again. So many acres for pepper. Up to now, they cannot allocate the acreage for the ganja. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
And they plant the pepper down in Far East, one of our most fertile area, agricultural land. I mean, really? So
It's who set the policies that we sign on to, you know.
Huh?
It's who set the policies that we gladly sign on to.
I'm telling you, black people, you know, sometimes we are our worst enemy. So a lot of the whites now find us, the black find themselves in us too. Because they want to retain their supremacy. So black people must go and come carpenter. You come if you want to, but you don't go and force them into it. This is a technological age. That is where our people want to go, you know. And while he's sharing thing, you must think about all the 40 acres animal we didn't get.
Mm-hmm.
Why you don't mention that?
Well, we're told not to look back, look forward.
Benefited, eh?
We're told not to look back, forget about that, look forward.
We're looking back to give the white people all this
reparations
in the colleges. Yes, do we know how much they owe us?
Reparations? No. What they owe us does not matter.
Right? We must know anything. I mean, people, and the Democratic side, they didn't even think about that issue. So what was not said by them is now being said by Trump. So what complaint are you going to make? I just don't get it.
He's got Congress.
But they have everything, you know.
Yep.
And he's the appointing people with criminal record like himself. People with these biases, some serious biases.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all aimed at black people, but we don't know.
We here in St. Kitts Navy said that it doesn't matter to us, it doesn't affect us, it won't affect us. What are your thoughts on that?
Because we're ignorant. When you just don't know, you just don't know, you know. We have our people up there. And knowing Trump like to put all kind of restriction on people's country. He don't care who. He don't care if Cuba disappear in the sea and if Venezuela blow up. He doesn't care. So while we're talking, our people in the Virgin Islands, he has control over the Virgin Islands in case you don't know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When they start to round up, they're going to round up in the States alone. And he's saying, even if they got children, the children got to go.
You're talking about immigration policies?
Yeah.
What affect those in the USVI?
Of course. Who own them? Who own the USVI? Who own them?
I see.
You know, I mean, the people who own the island, they own the islands. all of Puerto Rico with such a disdain. And some people, that's why I don't go to political meetings, They get you all worked up, and you're there supporting things against your own self. And all of these people, they're going to get rid of that and get rid of that. This man, what's his name now? The Democrat, this old man, with the vaccine and he got this and he got that.
Are you talking about Kennedy?
Yeah. I mean, the man is an old
anti-vax
apologist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ridiculous. And he appoint Elon X. I mean, Elon, you're going to appoint the richest man in your country.
Well, the contracts he have with the Defense Department is one of the main factors that he supported him.
All government, he can dump out, empty out, and then Donald Trump owes him for all of those money he invested.
Okay. We're now at noon. We are now at 12 o'clock, so we do have to break for the presentation of the WinFM newscast. So afterwards, we'll continue this little chat, okay?
Yes, go right ahead.
Thanks for your contribution. We now take it to the board as we prepare for the WinFM's midday newscast.
You found the sound. 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, National Bank, and Carib Brewery.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Why wait for Santa when there's National? This Christmas, St. Kitts Nevis and Gwillan National Bank has just the right loan solution for you. Get up to $100,000 unsecured for all your holiday shopping needs, new furniture or carnival expenses with low interest rates, quick approval, and flexible terms. And that's not all. You can drive into the holidays with National. Whether you're buying a new or pre-owned vehicle, National has a loan for you. Get up to $160,000 with low rates, special discounts, and little to no input. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year with National Bank. Apply online at www.sknanb.com. Terms and conditions apply.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
With the WinFM Midday News, I am Kevon Brown.
And I am Yulana Weeks.
Our top stories.
St. Kitts and Nevis completes all phases of implementation of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court e-litigation portal.
Public lecture discusses future of justice in the Eastern Caribbean. St. Lucia hosts financial literacy seminars for student entrepreneurs for Business Month. Public servants and pensioners in Guyana first to receive promised cash grants. Internationally, the United Nations climate talks no longer fit for purpose, say key experts. Now the details.
A ceremony was held on November 14, 2024, to signal the official launch of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court e-litigation portal criminal module in St. Kitts and Nevis. Since September 2019, the rollout of the portal has been underway in St. Kitts and Nevis. The first phase was achieved in September 2019, with all High Court civil cases and all Court of Appeal cases in St. Kitts and Nevis being filed and served on the e-litigation portal. Then the second phase was rolled out from March 30th, 2023, whereby all civil and family cases in the Magistrates Court in St. Kitts and Nevis were being filed and served on the portal. As of November 13, 2024, all criminal cases in St. Kitts and Nevis, whether in the High Court or the Magistrates Court, are being filed and managed on the e-litigation portal. In his feature address, His Lordship Justice Mario Mitchell hailed the innovation as a significant milestone of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court's commitment to modernizing the justice system and embracing the digital age. According to Justice Mitchell, the portal will enhance the transparency and efficiency of the justice system and lessen the need for litigants and lawyers to be physically served with documents, regardless of their location.
All documents filed on the portal are treated as having been served on all parties to the case immediately upon their being filed, thus eliminating the need for physical service of documents on litigants and lawyers wherever they may be located, whether in or out of the territory. The use of the e-litigation portal, therefore, eliminates in whole or in part the tremendous amounts of paper previously used in the filing and conduct of cases, and significantly reduces the cost and frustration to litigants on both sides of a dispute, which might previously have been considered to be an inevitable and unavoidable feature of the court process. The fact that it is no longer necessary to physically go to the court office in the country where the case has been or is being filed in order to file and serve court documents is, of course, beneficial to everyone involved in the process of litigation. But it is particularly beneficial to those who may be residing outside of the country where the proceedings are taking place, or who may retain counsel from outside. Furthermore, the portal has enhanced transparency in the judicial process because the parties have real-time access to all documents filed in their case, as well as to any notices or orders that may be issued by the court.
As Justice Mitchell mentioned, the portal relieves the court staff of the difficulties of managing and organizing physical files.
Management of high volumes of paper created serious problems with storage space for court documents, which was exacerbated by our already limited infrastructural resources. The manual handling of documents left room for errors and delays in the court office. Misfiled documents, missing pages, and the physical wear and tear of paper further complicated the process. paper is also known to attract dust and mold, which have proven to be hazardous to court personnel and chaotic to court offices, with court offices across the Eastern Caribbean being evacuated or vacated by court staff on several occasions because of problems with or complaints about dust and mold. The need for judicial officers to transport documents to and from the court added another layer of complexity, sometimes hindering the timely resolution of cases and sometimes just proving to be extremely inconvenient. This was especially so with documents filed in the Court of Appeal.
Meanwhile, to further digitize the justice system, the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court has introduced a speech-to-text transcription system in the courts. St. Kitts and Nevis was the first country in the Eastern Caribbean to utilize that technology.
Even as we have been progressing with the implementation of the e-litigation portal, the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court is continuing with our efforts to modernize the court system in our member states and territories. In this regard, we have commenced certain other digitization projects that have taken the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court into the realm of artificial intelligence. AI technology was first introduced in the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court in February this year through the use of a speech-to-text transcription system in the civil courtroom right here in St. Kitts. So St. Kitts and Nevis was first in a major aspect of technology in the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. The technology is also in use now in the criminal court in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in the criminal court also in Grenada, in the civil court in Dominica, so that 3 other territories have joined St. Kitts Nevis in the use of the speech-to-text transcription system in their courts. The technology will be introduced in the other 5 member states and territories of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court in the course of the next year. This cutting-edge technology is anticipated to produce court transcripts with 95% accuracy in nearly real time. So yes, transcripts will be made available to litigants and their lawyers in days, not weeks or months, or even years, in some cases where documents may have been misplaced. The use of this AI technology in our courts will guarantee greater accuracy in the production of these critical court documents and also eliminate the very significant, sometimes costly, and often embarrassing delays which hamper the pace of hearings and the disposition of cases in the court system, particularly appeals, for which transcripts are absolutely necessary in almost all cases.
His Lordship Justice Mario Mitchell urged all court users, staff, lawyers, litigants, and judicial officers to embrace the advancements being made within the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court as it fulfills its quest to ensure efficiency and responsiveness alongside its core values of justice and equity.
On November 12, 2024, the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, ECSC, hosted a public lecture titled Justice Without Borders, The Legal Practitioner's Perspective, and the ECSC Reality in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. The Honorable Garth Wilkin, Attorney General and Minister for Legal and Justice Affairs in St. Kitts and Nevis, delivered the keynote address as part of the ECSC's public education campaign. Wilkin expressed his excitement upon receiving the Chief Justice's invitation to speak, acknowledging the challenge of tackling such a sweeping topic.
However, it was when I reached to the end of the email that my thoughts crystallized. The Chief Justice expressly wished for me to focus this lecture on the evolving role of the court in the future. Interestingly enough, this is a topic that has preoccupied my thoughts throughout 2024.
He highlighted the transformative impact of artificial intelligence, AI, on the legal profession and society. Reflecting on insights gained from conferences he attended earlier in the year, Wilkin emphasized the broad implications of AI for those who have a stake in the future of justice, including policymakers, legal practitioners, and the general public. Wilkin put forward 2 essential questions intended to provoke thought about the nature of the judicial system.
Chief Justice, is a court a place or a service? 2, do people with disputes need lawyers or do they need resolution?
He noted that the courts have traditionally been viewed as physical locations for dispute resolution. However, he argued that they should be seen as services that provide accessible, fair, and timely solutions.
Imagine, if you will, that the courthouses and registries were to close tomorrow. Would justice cease to flow?
He contended, pointing out that the digital age enables justice to continue despite physical barriers. He raised the possibility of a future where disputes could be resolved without a human judge, stating,
"What if, in the near future, justice could be dispensed without the need for a human judge? That is a possibility we must prepare for."
Wilkin suggested that individual needs for resolution could potentially diminish the role of lawyers in some contexts. Reflecting on the unique role of the ECSC, which operates across the OECS member states, Wilkin asserted that borders are not only geographical, they also include limitations of thought imposed by convention and tradition. He encouraged the audience to think beyond these boundaries as they consider the future of justice.
Justice that is not constrained by outdated methods and assumptions. With technology, particularly AI, revolutionizing every sector, including law, another question arises. Can the court adapt quickly enough to serve as a model of innovation and accessibility? I contend that not only can it, but it must.
The lecture raised critical points about integrating AI into the ECSC's operations. Wilkin outlined how generative AI can enhance justice delivery, proposing a strategic 10-year plan for its possible incorporation. He shared that generative AI presents numerous opportunities for the court to improve justice delivery. He elaborated on specific applications of AI that could revolutionize the justice process, including involving early neutral evaluations, ENE, and ensuring equitable access to legal resources.
Imagine an AI-powered tool available to every citizen and resident in the OECS member states, providing initial guidance on the potential outcome of a dispute before they knock on a law office door or file a claim.
This would lower the caseload on courts, providing realistic expectations to individuals before pursuing litigation further. Wilkin also stressed the importance of using AI to enhance consistency and fairness in sentencing, suggesting that AI could analyze historical data, thereby mitigating disparities within sentence guidelines across diverse jurisdictions.
Generative AI could provide data-driven guidance for judges by analyzing vast data sets of past cases to identify common sentencing patterns, ensuring that decisions align with the court's sentencing guidelines.
He underscored the role of AI in tackling compliance with court orders and ensuring accountability through streamlined processes and automated updates. Wilkin urged the ECSC to embrace AI's potential to create more accessible, fair, and efficient legal services.
I'm pleased to announce that St. Kitts and Nevis is the first country in the Western Hemisphere to integrate AI in government to provide legal and regulatory responses to the country's laws.
Wilkin introduced a groundbreaking AI tool named Voice IT, designed to enhance public understanding of the laws in St. Kitts and Nevis. He described Voice IT's capabilities, which include WhatsApp integration and real-time responses to legal inquiries, stating that the tool is aimed at addressing the struggles that individuals often face in deciphering legal jargon and understanding the nature of their legal issues and the type of lawyer or legal support they need to resolve that problem. Wilkin concluded the lecture by reaffirming the need for an adaptable court system that leverages technological advancements to serve the public effectively.
This is our chance to reimagine justice as a truly accessible service, one that breaks free from the historical boundaries to serve people directly, efficiently, and equitably.
In regional news, St. Lucia hosts financial literacy seminars for student entrepreneurs for Business Month. HTS News Force has that story.
The Commerce Ministry wants to focus on budding entrepreneurs for this year's Business Month observation. The ministry has organized several workshops, Know Your Numbers, through the micro business game MBG and toward this goal. The seminars are designed to assist participants with tracking and documenting business finances.
We have District 3 schools from St. Joseph's Convent, students from St. Joseph's Convent, Leon Hess, Comprehensive and Entry Post-Secondary School. They are participating in a board game which is designed to help them operate and manage a business. In this case, it's a small shop, and throughout the game, they will be taking decisions as a team, operating that shop, looking at the circumstances around them in the market, considering the entrepreneurial decisions that they have to make, and tracking the impact of those decisions, and using financial statements to see how the business is performing.
Officials hope the students will apply the financial literacy knowledge as practical and meaningful tools throughout their entrepreneurial journey.
We have young minds that are creative. Many of them have hidden or experience in certain talents and skills, and so we want to have them explore how those skills and talents can be monetized, and how as potential business persons they can use those the learning tools that they're using today to help them conceptualize running their own business as a future journey for them.
The seminars were made possible with assistance from the St. Lucia Hospitality and Tourism Association. Other activities planned for Business Month include a servant business mixer.
We have other engagements that we plan coming out of the month of activities. We want to see a few more training activities, but we also have upcoming in the next week a business mixer, which brings together our business persons in the south of the island. And so SBDC is encouraged by the responses of the community as they get to network and to build the kind of relationships through those interactions that we have here today.
The Know Your Numbers through the micro business game MBG and seminar saw students playing an interactive board game where they simulated managing a small business. This aimed to enhance understanding of financial management as an essential tool for effective business practices. Some 10 students from 6 secondary schools are targeted for the initiative. Gina Filippi, HTS News Force.
Public servants and pensioners in Guyana first to receive promised cash grants, Guyana News Source reports.
With their information already in the government's database, public servants and pensioners will be the first in line to receive that one-off $100,000 cash grant starting this month, President Irfan Ali has announced. Appearing on a new government-produced program in the seat on Wednesday night, President Ali assured that public servants and pensioners will receive their cash grant before November comes to a close.
Before the end of the month, the easy data sets like public sector employees, the pensioners, all of that will easily be paid off.
The grant will be paid via check. Additionally, the president said the government will be collecting data from the ground to capture eligible Guyanese who are not within the government's database. Citing an example, he explained that from this weekend, data will be gathered from Region 9 and will be inputted into an electronic system using an app. He said once the data is processed, the checks will be processed for the persons in that area. According to President Ali, Guyanese will be in receipt of the cash grant before the end of the year. In an attempt to clear up some misconceptions relating to the grant, the president also clarified that the one-off cash grant is not intended to replace the annual increases offered to public servants.
I've already said that before the end of the year, the public servants' annual salary increase will be paid out, retroactive, like normal. The joint services, we introduced their bonus we don't take away benefit, we give benefit.
The opposition has been highly critical of the government's approach to the cash grant, which is intended to cushion the impact of the rise in the cost of living here in Guyana. The People's National Congress Reform, the Alliance for Change, and the Working People's Alliance have all said the move by the president to scrap the administration's initial plan of giving each Guyanese household a one-off cash grant of $200,000 and replacing that with a $100,000 cash grant targeting adult Guyanese who live in and out of Guyana is reflective of the government's inability to plan effectively. Former Finance Minister Winston Jordan, who served under the David Granger administration, had argued that a $100,000 one-off cash grant would be more impactful, capturing a wider group of people. President Ali said in a democracy the government listens, and while the initial government strategy had a clear path, it was prepared to listen to the people and act on appropriate recommendations.
Like a good team, the cabinet, we decided that a more effective approach would then be to give $100,000 to every person. And it takes courageous leadership. It takes sensible leadership. It takes responsible leadership. It takes dignified leadership, not people who try to steal election. It takes dignified leadership to then say to the public, we have heard you. We know this is going on. Because you have to be plugged in.
The government is now expected to approach the National Assembly soon for funding to finance the initiative.
We now bring you these international reports.
Scientists and former political leaders say the UN climate talks are no longer fit for purpose and need urgent overhaul. They want countries hosting future COP talks to be committed to phasing out fossil fuels and for summits to be smaller and more frequent. This follows remarks from the Azerbaijani president, who told world leaders gathered in his country for COP29 that natural gas was a gift from God. An official also appeared to try to arrange a meeting to discuss fossil fuel deals. Well, let's speak to our climate editor, Justin Rodat, who is at the summit in Baku. Justin, hello to you. It's not what the headlines that the United Nations would want as these climate talks carry on.
No, certainly not, and it's coming from really senior UN figures. So Ban Ki-moon, former Secretary General, former Chief of the UN for a long period of time. Christiana Figueres was oversaw the Paris Agreement, the kind of landmark agreement achieved in Paris in 2015 when she was head of the UN climate process. And then, of course, we got Mary Robinson, who was President of Ireland. So these are really senior people. There's scientists and lots of other luminaries among them who are upset, as you say, by Azerbaijan's conduct at these talks, that reference to fossil fuels being a gift from God, which is an unusual way to open a conference designed to get the world to kind of tackle the climate issue. And that story that I did about the chief executive of COP29. And yeah, they're saying they need these big reforms. And you know, I think when you look at the reforms, you know, smaller conferences happening more often, more focused on delivery, you know, countries that are committed to reducing fossil fuels, hosting them, they all sound very sensible. Countries held to account for their promises they make. They all sound really sensible until you remember that this is designed to be a multilateral process, drawing in every nation on Earth, drawing in nations of all sorts of different opinions on fossil fuels, all sorts of different positions, if you like, in the economy, producers, consumers, everybody is drawn in here. And the idea is that even if you're sceptical, you're part of the process and you're drawn in, you begin to discuss the issue and begin hopefully to recognise this is a huge global challenge. It's going to affect every country in the world. We all need to be part of the solution. So that's the hope, and some of the things that they're talking about appear to run a bit contrary to that idea of a big open forum where everyone comes in, whatever their views. So I think that has caused a little bit of upset it's caused quite a bit of upset in the UN here, and I think the indicator of how they feel is the words that Simon Steele, the current head of the UN climate process, used when he opened this conference. He said, yeah, there are problems, not happening fast enough, we need to be more focused on delivery, but COP is working. And he said, look, the forecast were temperatures would rise by 5 degrees Celsius. They're now going to rise by 3 degrees Celsius. That's still a catastrophic level of warming, but he would say there is progress. Not fast enough, but there is progress. So
Justin,
big debate about the role of COP in the future.
Airstrikes have hit the southern suburbs of Beirut, sending plumes of smoke into the sky. It comes after an Israeli airstrike on an emergency response centre in the city of Baalbek on northeastern Lebanon on Thursday night, which killed at least 12 rescue workers. The strike hit a building of the Civil Defence Agency, which is linked to the Lebanese government and not affiliated with the Iranian-backed group Hezbollah. The Israeli military has not commented on the attack. In the more recent strikes in southern Beirut, Israeli drones fired 2 missiles at the Beirut suburb of Goberi before the Air Force carried out what was described as a very heavy strike that levelled a building near municipal offices. It followed a warning of imminent strikes issued by the Israeli military on X. Well, let's speak to our correspondent Hugo Bashega, who is in Beirut. Hello to you, Hugo. Please bring us up to date with these latest strikes.
Yeah, Sarah, so the attack that happened last night in Baalbek was the latest in a series of Israeli airstrikes that have hit emergency responders here in Lebanon. So this attack hit a building that was being used by the Civil Defense Agency. This is an agency that is linked to the Lebanese government. It is not affiliated with Hezbollah. And the Lebanese Health Ministry reacted to the attack, calling it a barbaric attack by the Israeli military. Again, there hasn't been any reaction from the Israeli authorities. One of the victims in that attack was the head of the Civil Defense Agency in the region of Baalbek, Bilal Raad, who had become well known here in the country. We here at the BBC interviewed him a number of times during this war. And what the Lebanese authorities are saying is that these attacks have killed more than 180 emergency and medical workers across the country in recent weeks as this conflict between Israel and Hezbollah escalated. And we're seeing now that in recent days the Israeli military has intensified its airstrikes across the country. This morning, new attacks here in Beirut, the 4th consecutive day of attacks hitting this city. And this is happening amid new efforts to try to reach a ceasefire here in this conflict. Yesterday, American officials delivered a letter with a proposal for a ceasefire to the Lebanese authorities. We've seen some indications from Hezbollah that the group is interested in reaching a ceasefire here in this conflict, but what Hezbollah has been saying and what Lebanese authorities have been saying is that they will only agree to a deal that is based on the terms of the United Nations Resolution 1701, which is the resolution that ended the 2006 conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. It requires Hezbollah to remove its fighters and weapons from areas near the border with Israel. But one sticking point in these talks that have been happening is that Israel wants the right to act inside Lebanon should any deal be violated, something that the authorities here consider unacceptable. So this seems to be the first step of what is likely to be a very difficult and long process for a ceasefire.
Now, South Africa's government says it won't help a group of illegal miners inside a closed mine in the country's northwestern province who have been denied access to basic supplies as part of an official strategy against illegal mining. Located in Stilfontein, the police closed off the entrances used to transport their supplies underground, and they're believed to be suffering from a lack of food, water and other necessities. Well, let's speak to our correspondent, Nomsa Maseko, who's in Stilfontein for us this morning. Nomsa, just bring us up to date on the situation there this morning.
Well, there is a very huge police and military presence here. In fact, as I'm speaking to you, the Minister of Police has just arrived at the scene. And what we saw earlier is that a group of about 150 volunteers arrived here and they were searched by police before going underground. And they have been going underground now for the last, say, 25 to 30 minutes, to try and retrieve a body. And we are told that it takes at least 45 minutes to an hour to get one person out. So at this stage, we are not clear in terms of if there is a dead body that they're taking out or it's people that are alive that they are currently taking out. So in the next few minutes, we will get a briefing perhaps from the volunteers who will tell us what they can see underground.
And so just remind us about this government policy affecting that mine there and the impact and concerns about the humanitarian situation for the miners still underground.
Absolutely. It is turning out to be a humanitarian situation at this stage, because the police and the military have been putting together an operation whereby they have been trying to shut down disused mine shafts. But because of the high unemployment rate, and it's mostly some of the people that are going underground are people who are sacked from the mines that they were working in. Others are undocumented migrants, literally trying to make ends meet. So what has happened in the last couple of weeks is that water and food and other necessities have been shut down. Nothing has been allowed underground. People have been saying that they have been eating literally toothpaste and vinegar just to to keep alive, and that many of the people that are underground, even though it started out as a situation of people refusing to get out of the mine shaft because they did not want to be arrested, they are now apparently too weak and too frail to even be able to do that themselves. That is why there are now volunteers here who have gathered. In fact, there are tents that have been put up. Families as well have been staying put here because there are some relatives who are on the surface saying that they know that their husbands or brothers are still underground, and they are wanting to know whether they are alive and safe, and that they will be able to be retrieved and come out.
And briefly, Nomsa, it's expected that there might be around, more than 3,000 people still underground. The figures are not yet confirmed. Why does the government feel it needs to take such a drastic step?
Well, because there is a huge unemployment rate in the country, and these mining shafts are a channel for people to try and get, some deposits that are still left underground. And what they then do is that they sell the loot that they find underground to, on the black market, and that is how they make money. But because there have been accidents that have been taking place underground, there have also been gangs, heavily armed gangs with high caliber weapons that are operating underground as well. The government has been trying to close that off and shut down all the unsealed mine shafts to ensure that no one goes underground, because it's not just unsafe, but also the fact that there are so many killings between rival gangs that actually take place underground. That is also what is worrying the authorities.
You were listening to the Midday News on WinFM 98.9. The headlines?
St. Kitts and Nevis completes all phases of implementation of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court e-litigation portal.
Public lecture discusses future of justice in the Eastern Caribbean. St. Lucia hosts financial literacy seminars for student entrepreneurs for Business Month. Public servants and pensioners in Guyana first to receive promised cash grants. Internationally, the United Nations climate talks no longer fit for purpose, say key experts.
Thank you for listening.
That was the WinFM Headline News. The Headline News is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, National Bank, and Carib Brewery.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness, it's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoy the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
We need a new deal to give our teachers confidence. Round 1 of the Proud Zone Grandmasters Calypso tent was a blast. But round 2, this coming Sunday evening, 7:30 at the Spratnet, will be blazing hot with the Monarchs, Queen Independent, and King Astro, along with Isosa, Godfrey, Singing Jackie, Gibby, Lady Composer, Zario, Juicy, Isa Kamal, Fantastic Thunder, Navigator, Green Tea, Freddy, Glenroy Blanchett, Honesty, Watch Your Back, Lala, Lord Matt, Persuader, Lionfish, Polo, Ginter, Big Lice, Jungle Lion, Goldfinger, Wire, and others. Admission by tickets $20, available at the BCA. At the Spratnet, you'll pay $30. So get your tickets now. Hosted by the #1 MC, Short Pants. Sunday night from 7:30 at the Spratnet. It's Calypso and more Calypso. It's easy to tell things not going well.
SL Hosford and the Carrie Breweries presents the grand launch of the Legends Calypso tent this Friday, November 15th at the Melterway in Buckley site. On stage, Lady Diva, The Undertaker, Lady Currents, The Invincible, Lady Legacy, Empress Lyrics, Ijo, Westside, Alamolo, Lady Smooth, Lucius, Taz, Reiko, and more. The action kicks off at 8, admission free at the gate. And on Saturday night, we take you to the Champions Bar at Port Zante to do it all over again. That's Legends, Weekends, double whammy. See you there.
I grin and bear it.
Palms Court Gardens is thrilled to welcome you back to a refreshed and even more refined experience. Open daily for lunch and from Thursday to Sunday for dinner. Enjoy our Caribbean and Mediterranean-inspired cuisine and savor the finest flavors at The View at Palms Court Gardens. Planning a special event? Palms Court Gardens offers an elegant, newly renovated setting that will turn your celebration or corporate event into an unforgettable experience. Rediscover everyday luxury at Palms Court Gardens. For reservations, contact us at 465-6060. That's 465-6060. Come and embrace life at the top.
Better music, better talk, better radio.
I'm listening, honey. I am listening.
98.9 Win FM.
To our viewers and listeners, welcome back to today's second half of the presentation of Voices. My name is Socrates, and we've had a kind of entertaining, interactive morning. But I want to lead with a story when we get back after we pay tribute to our sponsors. When we get back, we're going to segue into a breaking news story item, and we'll take it from there.
Fat days are just around the corner this December, but why wait? Come now to Hosford's. Get pre-approved credit today for the biggest fat days on December 13th and 21st. That's right. Visit Hosford's building and Neva Centers, Furniture and Appliances, Ashley Furniture Home Store, and even Hosford's Auto Sales to get pre-approved credit for all your VAT day dreams. Want a brand new living room set? Need a brand new stove? Or maybe you're eyeing a shiny new car. Get in now to lock in pre-approved on our lowest interest rates ever on brand new vehicles. Just make your way to any Hosford's location, create your VAT day wish list, and we'll handle the credit check. Then come back in December and get everything you picked out with your pre-approved credit. Hosford's is here to make VAT days easy and exciting. Pre-approved credit now for VAT days in December. Terms and conditions apply. Visit Hosford's today for all the details.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
SL Hosford and the Carry Breweries presents the grand launch of the Legends Calypso tent this Friday, November 15th at the Melterway in Buckley site. On stage, Lady Diva, The Undertaker, Lady Currents, The Invincible, Lady Legacy, Empress Lyrics, Ijo, Westside, Alamolo, Lady Smooth, Lucius, Taz, Reiko and more. The action kicks off at 8, admission free at the gate. Then on Saturday night, we take you to the Champions Bar at Port Zante to do it all over again. That's Legends, Weekends, double whammy. See you there.
I grin and bear it.
Okay, as Jamsta reminded me, I'm technically a sponsor for the second half, but here's what. There you go. I get big. So we're taking now to that clip, a presentation of that leading to the story we're going to present. A little more time for that. Breaking news. Okay, let me read the article then we'll come back to that. Fair enough? Or do you have it? Okay. Sent to me a while ago, breaking news. Former Special Advisor Duncan Biglaze-Watley declares independent run for next election, aims to bring meaningful changes to the country. In a powerful declaration on his State of Affairs podcast, former Special Advisor to Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, Duncan Biglaze-Watley, announced that he will be running as an independent candidate in the next election. Watley, who has long been outspoken about social and political issues, confirmed his serious commitment to challenging the current system and offering his vision to change directly to the people. That's vision of change, or for change, my apologies, directly to the people. The next election is going to be very interesting, what he said, with conviction. The question is, who would want to lead your country? And we play the clip of the man in his own words. Here we go.
You want to lead your country. I, Duncan Biglaze-Watley, will be making myself available as an independent candidate. Remember I said that? I am offering my services as an independent candidate because I see a lot of injustice. And I want to change. Just so I come and tell you, I want to help change the injustices. I ain't nowhere on yet. Maybe I go in number 3, or number 4, or number 6. But bet your life, my name gonna be on a ballot somewhere as an independent candidate. And this ain't a joke. I'm very serious. And what I want to do tonight is to encourage some of the people out there who want to bring about meaningful change to think about running as independent candidates. I would love to see Miss Nisbet Byron of number 3 coming out of retirement to be a candidate. Nobody tell me say that. That is my observation of people who I believe could make a difference. I would like to see Myra Box getting involved in the process of bringing meaningful change in this country.
Okay, let's take it from there. And the man says, this isn't a joke, I'm very serious. We what the point where he says, I, Duncan Bigley Swatley, will be making myself available as an independent candidate. This isn't a joke, I'm very serious. What cited a deep sense of injustice and a desire to tackle inequality in his decision to enter the race. It was clear that he's not aligning himself with any particular party or color. I ain't no yellow yet, he quipped, underscoring his intent to remain free from traditional party affiliations. You may see my name on some ballots somewhere on an independent candidate, he added, rallying his supporters and encouraging others who are passionate about change to consider joining him. Watley went further, expressing hope that others with vision of transformation would enter the race as independent candidates, highlighting figures like Miss Nisbet from number 3, that's Ms. Byron, examples, potential candidate who would make a meaningful difference. I would love to see more new voices stepping up and getting involved in the process of bringing meaningful change to this country. Watley urged, calling on citizens who share his vision. He mentioned about not knowing which particular... We have a call? Let's pause for the call. Go to caller, you live on Voices.
Good day, Socrates.
And how are you doing?
Blessed in Jesus' name and greetings in Jesus' name.
Amen.
The only Savior of his sinners from their sins and from hell. And the second person of the eternal Trinity. Amen and amen. Now,
and amen.
What I'm calling him to talk about, there are a number of things that we would like to talk about, but I don't think I might get to all of them based upon time. But what I would definitely say is that, as I always say, Socrates, unless we don't do things the Bible way, we're only creating more and more problems and making things worse and worse in the long run. And only the Bible has all the answers and solutions to all of our issues and problems in all of life. Now, laying that foundation as I usually do, I would like to say that yesterday on Freedom Radio, the Prime Minister was on. And I listened to most of what was said. And I tried to get in, but I did not get in. But nevertheless, he laid out a number of things that he said he is doing, his government is doing, and want to do in the future. You know? And I guess everybody, if they had heard that coming from their own people's political people's mouth, they all would have think it would have been a very good thing. So I guess Labour people think what he said was a very good thing. If it was coming from Unity representative, Unity people would have think that what was said would have been a good thing, and so on and so on. But what people need to realize is that, one, God, via the Bible, never delegate to government to do all of these things. Excuse. And like I said, when you do things when you do things contrary to the Bible, you only make things worse and not better. Now, government doing all of these things only adds to the national debt. Now, only one way, ultimately, humanly speaking, government can get back these monies to do what it is doing and plan to do in the future. Only one way. And it will have to sooner or later increase taxes and government fees to cover the expenses. And the more they do, the more they would have to increase these things. And when you increase these things...
But isn't that an acceptable form of government? It's been going that way for eons.
Been going on for all long doesn't necessarily make it right.
I understand that, but that's a function of government to implement policies, and there's a tax base to use to cover these issues.
That is not the God-given function of government. That is the satanic function of government, but not the God-given function of government. That is why the Bible explicitly tells you God is the one who created government, God is the one who gives us government, and God has set out the duties and obligations and nature of government. And when we go against that, we only cause more problem, hurt, and destruction and ruin than anything else. And so what I'm going to say is that it ain't increasing taxes and government fees that in the end mashes up your economy isn't just as simple as that, you know. People do not realize the worse your economy is doing is the more people die, you know. Because the worse an economy is doing simply means that the people are doing worse off. Life is harder for them.
Here's what. Compare what's happening now to 20 years ago. Wasn't the same or similar policies being employed?
Yes, of course. The policies have never changed. We've been doing this wrong thing for all along.
So you're advocating that we must do away with that entirely. Whatever the airport, just stop it and do it God way, etc. This is how the world runs.
And it is running into the ground. It is running into the ground. And that is not good.
Okay. You got that point. What's the other point you want to make?
Hello?
What's the other point you want to make? Because we'll just debate this over and over. What other point you want to make?
Yeah, the other point that I want to make is simply this. You all were talking about reparation and Trump and that sort of stuff. Okay? Now, let me say this. Schools and so on are not supposed to be run by government. They're supposed to be run by the private sector according to the Bible. So therefore, government should not be the one, be it Trump, Biden, Harris, Obama, whoever, should not be determining for schools what they should teach concerning the issues Trump mentioned and Biden and some mentioned as well, because all of them mentioned the same issues, DEI and so on, and critical race theories and so on. This is not for the government to determine what schools should be teaching or not teaching, because they all should be run privately. And not only that, I think Trump saying about reparation because these schools resorted to these teachings and racial discrimination, that sort of stuff. I don't think reparation is proper for this situation. And I'm going to say something that's going to angry people as well. Reparation, based upon the Bible's teaching, if it's going to be paid, it is to be paid to those who were directly affected, not to those who come later on. So, for example, we today, who were not enslaved, but our foreparents were enslaved, we today, biblically speaking, do not have a claim for reparations.
But the generation that benefited by our exploitation who are still benefiting. There should be no accountability. So we suffered because my grandfather died. Because my great-grandfather died, he is owed nothing. So his descendants, who should be benefiting from his labor, they should not get anything. But those who benefited from exploitation, who are still benefiting today. Is all going well?
Because a person benefited because of somebody in the past exploitation. Those who are benefited today are not to be held responsible for those evil actions of those in the past.
Okay, got you on that one.
That's not biblical.
I got you on that one. So that's 2 points. Any other points?
Well, the last point is, I would like to say to everybody, if you die without Jesus Christ, you're going to end up in hell for all eternity. Only the blood of Jesus Christ can save you from your sin and from hell to be with Jesus Christ forever in his most blessed eternal kingdom. So we all need...
Okay, I have a call on the line, Gregory.
From their sins, need to repent.
Okay, thanks for your contribution. We have next call. Let me say, caller 11 Voices.
Yeah, good afternoon, man. The King, good afternoon, man.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Yes, I already heard. I know you played that news item there with Big Life, so I already heard that through the grapevines.
Okay.
Already heard that through the grapevines.
Any thoughts on it?
But I want. Come again?
Any thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, what I want to say is that I've recently met this man on the ground in Nevis, and I don't know if he has heard this before, but I want to put it out there. I'm one of the first persons that was putting it out there, encouraging him to put his name on the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make that loud. I want to make that loud and clear.
Okay.
And I want to say thanks to him for putting it out there that he has intention to run. And, I wish him the best going forward. You know what I mean? The country needs new people to step up in that political arena. Happy to hear this from him. He said that he's serious, and I want to tell him, coming straight from my mouth,
okay.
I hope he is. I hope he is, because I'm counting on persons like this to step up on the ground. And I want to wish him the best. And different than that, congratulations and good luck to your boy Reiko and Westside.
Okay.
And I hope they can perform greatly on the 10th coming up tonight and tomorrow.
Thank you for that.
For now, man. You guys
we have this call coming in, but thanks for your contribution. Call 11 Voices.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir.
Thanks for holding.
Yeah. One thing you could say about Greg, he's consistent.
Yes, we have to understand that sometimes it gets a little monotonous, but he's sincere, he's consistent.
Yeah, left to him, there will be no government. But anyway, with regards to Big Life, I was a bit surprised that he came out this early with that announcement, because I don't know that anybody can predict what the environment is going to be like, the political environment is going to be like, 3 years.
Next 2 years, but it builds with excitement. It lends to the excitement.
Huh?
It lends to the excitement and the intention.
No, but isn't it too fast to predict how it's going to be, and therefore what input you can make? When you think about it, anything can happen in politics in a month, never mind 2 years out. Okay? I think he's probably riding on a wave that the government right now is unpopular. But that may not be
so. Then that might be the most opportune time for him, like right now.
To do what?
To ride the wave of unpopularity of the government.
But that's not going to change anything. The government has 3 years in which to do an about turn and clean up there.
That is true.
Right. And so what I'm saying is maybe he should have waited waited for a while longer before he comes out with such bold action. And I thought the declaration was kind of interesting in the sense that it's almost like an appeal for donors, or how exactly you say? No, that's what it sounded. It almost sounded like.
I see.
You know, I agree with them in the sense that things really need shaking up, and there's too much of the same old politics. Okay, things that were to be cleaned up still have not been cleaned up. I mean, for instance, there is this thing about the Development Bank and Social Security, for instance.
Yes.
Right? Now, it apparently is a civil case brought on by people who are accused of, was it malfeasance or corruption?
Malfeasance.
Okay, right. And not the DPP, it was not the government or the DPP involved in bringing
charges.
Accusations.
That's correct.
Right? And you would think that, bearing in mind the sums of monies that were missing, or purported to be missing, and all that, that if the government was serious, they would have made sure that criminal proceedings would have been started. I would have thought, and not wait for no civil case. Right? If they were serious about cleaning up government and governance. Right? That's an example. The other example is just over a year ago, I think it was, there was a big photo op with declarations being made to the Integrity Commission. And then silence. We hear nothing. We don't know if people still made declarations after that, because it's supposed to be an annual thing, as far as I know. Right? Nothing. In the meantime, you hear all kind of rumors, and Big Lice mentioned some of them in his life.
Yep.
For instance, that procurement procedures have been circumvented and all that kind of thing. Right? These things should not be happening after 2 years if things were already cleaned up. Right? If you're running an open and transparent government, right? These things shouldn't be having legs up to this day and age. Okay? And so maybe when he talks about injustice, they're probably there. There's probably still the nepotism and the cronyism and all of that, and corruption and all of that, right? And so I guess he's fed up of it, like so many other people, and want to do something about it. Like I said, my only problem is from a strategic point of view. Timing.
But would this be a good time to declare your intentions so you can better build your war chest? You spoke about it might be a fundraising thing, the whole fund, but you need to have your donors aboard early clock so you can build your funding campaign. Couldn't that have been the strategy?
You know what that election in the States just showed? Well, you think that it just showed? You realize that Harris, Kamala Harris,
8 months,
had a bigger war chest than Donald Trump.
That is correct. That we know of.
And she's still
that we know of.
Right. And so what I've done, I make that point to show that it is not always about the money. No question, money plays a big part in it. But when people fed up, they're fed up. And that's what I'm saying. If you don't know what the environment might be,
Will be
2 years from now, maybe people have lots of money in their pockets and things are going well, not that they're not going well, right? And in that environment, that's a different kettle of fish altogether, right?
Got a point. You got a point.
What I would say that it's a wake-up call to the government, but I'm not so sure that they're listening. You get the impression that as far as they're concerned, things are going well, and there's no need to make any adjustments, no need to tweak the agenda, But I think that would be to their detriment if they don't listen, if they just continue full speed ahead.
Did you know that he was throwing out debate? He may run in number 6, number this, number that. He never mentioned number 8, even though he would be an independent candidate.
Yeah,
he didn't say.
Actually, he may be hamstrung by that as well. I guess he is solidly behind Dr. Drew as
correct.
An individual.
He did not mention number 8.
Huh?
He did not mention number 8.
Yeah, and so he pulled his punches there, right? Which may make him lack a little bit of credibility there. You can't. The thing is, you can't divorce the leader from the government. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't say that the government thinks are not, and then say, but the leader is doing swell.
There you go. There you go. That was instructive.
It seems a contradiction in terms. There's still time, and it's going to be interesting to see if Socrates take his bait and either be a donor or be an independent candidate himself.
As you said, we can't anticipate what the environment will be at the time, so we will cross that particular bridge when we get to it.
You sound like a partisan, but you ain't ruling nothing out, eh?
No, it's about the country. It's about the country when it comes down to it. So it's not about party and party support. It's about the country.
Okay, because you mentioned in the first segment that you deliberately did not take part in this year's competition.
Yes, that's a personal strategy I'm taking, but I really...
You outlined what the strategy was. I was wondering about that.
In time, my friend, in time. You see, you don't always put out your hand and let people deliberately damage your legacy. The time you have to step back, recalibrate, and come forward again. Fair enough?
Doesn't give us much information, but that just leads to speculation. But I guess you know what you're doing, But Big Light said it was a dramatic announcement. I would think. I guess it makes people sit up and listen. Whether there would be, it sounded like a call to
arms.
For the government.
Well, you know, I'm going to call from a Calypsonian here, honesty. Let's see what they have to say.
Or to change, shall we say? Because that's what basically what you were saying, right?
It's the first salvo across the bow.
Huh?
The first salvo across the bow.
Yeah. That's what it sounded like, and we'll see if it goes anywhere.
The longest we'll ever see the most?
Yeah.
We shall find out.
So interesting times.
All right, so thank you for your contribution.
There it goes. Okay, then.
Appreciate that. Before we go to the break, I'd like to read a news item. And it's, note says, Inside the News moves to a new time starting tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, with the usual repeat at 12 noon on Sunday. So you can join us on winfmmediaskn.com. That's winfmmediaskn.com, 98.9 FM on Facebook, and on YouTube for Inside the News tomorrow, Saturday, from 10 to 12. Special guest will be Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew. That's tomorrow. Special news time. It's changed now from, it's earlier, So join us on WinFM Media, skn.com, and that's between 10 and 12 tomorrow for special guest, Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew. It'll be repeated on Sunday at 12 noon, but be sure to get in on the program tomorrow. You can make your calls, your contribution, ask your questions. That's on WinFM, Win Media, pardon? Okay, of course, and in anger, quite a chap, will be the host of that particular program. So we now take it down to him for a little credit to our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Found the sound 98.9 FM.
Ready to bring fresh color and style into your home? It's the Color and Style Savings Event at Hosford Building and Nevis Centers. Right now, get 25% off all paints and tiles store-wide. Transform any room with vibrant paints or refresh your floors with stunning tiles. And with 25% off, there's no better time to give your space that beautiful upgrade. So head to Hosford's Building and Nevis Centers and make your dream look a reality with 25% off all paints and tiles for a limited time only. Hurry in and paint, tile, and save today at Hosford's. Terms and conditions apply.
SL Hosford and the Carry Breweries presents the grand launch of the Legends Calypso tent this Friday, November 15th at the Melterway in Buckley site. On stage, Lady Diva, The Undertaker, Lady Currents, The Invincible, Lady Legacy, Empress Lyrics, Ijo, Westside, Alamolo, Lady Smooth, Lucius, Taz, Reiko, and more. The action kicks off at 8, admission free at the gate. Then on Saturday night, we take it to the Champions Bar at Port Zante to do it all over again. That's Legends, Weekends, double whammy. See you there.
I grin and bear it.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA specials for October 31st through November 13th. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. IGA or Essential Everyday Microwave Popcorn, just $7.99. Multi-meal cereals, just $17.99. Essential Everyday Dry Roasted Peanuts, $12.99. Essential Everyday Cranberry Juice Cocktails, just $8.99 each. Essential Everyday Shredded and Chunk Cheese, $7.99. Blue Bunny Ice Cream, just $22.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. IGA or Essential Everyday Salad Dressings, $10.99 each. Duncan Hines Cake Mixes, $6.99. IGA or Essential Everyday Mac and Cheese, $2.99. Mueller's Pasta is just $5.99. Ensure, $8.99. Colgate Toothpaste, $7.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
So we got about 60 minutes done past 1. We got a few minutes to get into the end of the program. The Calypso tent tonight, it would be the launch of the Legends first Calypso tent. And the venue is a bit unfamiliar with a lot of folks. Folks asking how do they get there. If you're traveling west, you take that first left before you get to the gas station across from JNF. Down about 100 yards, it's on your right. And I may note the entrance is free. There are no entrance fees. You need to get there. Democrat Street. Okay, Jamsta Day. Swing down the Democrat Street. It's on your right. Parking can be an issue. There's a parking area on the left of it, but that can get filled pretty quickly. So down the Avenue Side Street, you get there in time. A group called me earlier to say they'll be there, about 8 or 10 of them, and they want to make sure to get a good seat. You got to get there early. Back to the phone lines. Good day, call 11 Voices.
Yes, Socrates.
Sir.
It's me again.
Mm-hmm.
It's me again. Now, I would like to tell all the politicians something. Now, I've made it known in the past I'm not a voting person, okay?
Okay.
But I would like to give them all some free advice. I've said it already on Win FM, and I'm going to say it again. It does not matter if you build the best hospital, the best roads, that sort of stuff, as the Prime Minister indicated that he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not, if under you, let me put it this way, let me rephrase, if under you, the cost of living does not go down by increasing the purchasing power of the dollar, and people having it hell to eat, to get jobs and that sort of stuff, you could give St. Kitts the best hospitals, the best roads, the best everything. You will still lose a lot of votes and increase your chance of being voted out of power.
Okay.
In spite of all of that. Because the most important thing I think that are on people's mind, yes, they will like all those things. They will like all those things, you know. But I think the most important things that are on people's mind is the cost of living. How I'm going to feed myself, my family, how I'm going to buy medicines for my children, that sort of stuff. And if those things ain't get better, but you give us the best infrastructures, you increase your chance of still being voted out. Thank you.
You're so correct with that. I think that was one of the main features, quote unquote, of the last U.S. election. Everybody was quoting the economy, even though it was trending in the right direction. They got that byword and they said, oh, the economy, and they voted on that. Now we are hearing some buyer's remorse from here and there. It's early because the young man has not been appointed as president as yet. He's a president-elect. He's not really back in office as yet. But indications are that things may not go well. That's a different story for a different time. But you're right, so that is correct. It doesn't matter what you do in terms of infrastructure. Once people don't feel it in their pockets, as we phrase it, you're going to have challenges. You're going to have issues. Okay? Some people create their own poverty. Some people create their own poverty and expect others to fix it. They look to the government. Well, I voted for you, so you have to provide this for me on a personal level. Sometimes that's the fault of the candidate/politician, because you give the impression that once you vote for me, it's utopia for you. I'll do everything for you. When that person, that voter, sees not happening, they feel a sense of betrayal. Oh, I voted for you, you didn't do this for me. And if there's a perception that other person's interests are being advanced over theirs, you have the acrimony. Oh, I vote for you, they vote for the next party, but you're giving them this. And that word will spread because people like to take what they hear before they even try to determine its validity or not and spread it around. Okay? So that's part of the course when it comes to elections and the expectations that politicians give to the electorate when they can't deliver. Example, they spoke about the PAP was pegged at 500. There was a promise to increase it to 15 because, as they said, 500 was not enough. And I heard a lady who complained now she's getting 250. From the 500 she was getting, and this was a lady who went and asked someone in Circus to buy her breakfast. She said she was actually depending on that. That 500 is gone back to 250. Well, it gone 250, but they were promised it would be 1,500. Sometimes when you're outside, things look very lucrative inside. Based on track record, performance, past performance, you can do better. You promise that. Then you create that sense of, what shall I say, disappointment in you, your administration, because you raised my expectation to the point where I thought, let me vote for you because you are going to make it better. It's going to be interesting tomorrow to hear the PM's presentation on radio, his interview. If I find the time, I'll try to make it. I like to listen because I want to report on first-hand information rather than somebody said. But that's how it goes, right? So for the tent tonight, for those who want to get there, as I said, there are no entrance. You don't have to pay for it. It's open to the public. You have X amount of the Calypsonians from Nevis and from St. Kitts on stage. I'm going to probably want a little competition, St. Kitts versus Nevis, make it interesting. Legends Band will be in the house. We hopefully start at 8. But I would say there's limited space. If you want to get early in terms of parking, get in a good seat and enjoy the show. That's tonight at the Meltaway. That's according to Jamsta, down the road by the Democrats. You can't forget that. Down the Democrat Road, on your right. Lorraine knows where it is. She's been there. She loves the atmosphere. So who knows? We might see her there tonight. And then tomorrow night, we take it to the Champions Bar on Port Zante. Another open, free environment. You don't have to pay for that. Maybe next week it changes. But for tonight and tomorrow night, tonight is the grand launch of the Legends Calypso tent. We'll be down there at Melt Away. I'm very impressed with the facilities, so you will be too. There's a bar. You can actually support the bar. There's a grill, etc. While you're being entertained, you get some, some food. So that's tomorrow night. We got about 7 more minutes before we close play today, so the lines are open, 662-0989. Give us a call. Let me know what you think. I had a lunch date a while ago. The person stood me up, but it's okay. I love her still. Okay. Had a lunch date with 2 ladies, my daughter, granddaughter, and they can't make it, so I'm kind of sad for that. This has not been the best week for me. Actually, on Monday, I was a patient at JNF. That's why I didn't see him in Monday. I had a little mini surgery, not to scream about. But my entire week was a little too preoccupied with preparing for the tent, etc., etc. God's willing, we're here today, still standing, and we'll take it from there. We count one day at a time, 662-0989. The last caller, the second to last caller spoke about the breaking news item that we spoke about, Big Lice, declaring himself as an independent candidate for the next election. The person questioned whether or not this wasn't too early thing to declare. We don't know what the environment will be like 3 years from now sometimes. And I've said to people, when we approaching that last year, all the major things that was promised, you see them now materializing. As Shadow sang some time ago, they're building a new highway down so-and-so. He said, I'm feeling something, election coming. So we might find the hospital, the school, all the things that were promised now being realized. You confident in the government, your confidence now reemerges. Well, at least it took a little while, and they delivered, let's vote for them again. So, Big Lice in that regard may be heading into a headwind at that particular time. Who knows? But he's very vocal. He's grown a fan base. I read a few short items about folks who really want to start funding him, indicating he'll get funding from here and there and there. It gives him a chance to build his war chest. He need that. Coming up against the big guns, you'll need that. Let's take a phone call. Good day, caller. You're live on Voices.
Hey, the King.
Yes, sir. How about now?
Yeah, I heard an announcement for some Cassie's dispatchers meeting, so I kind of thought that maybe you would have gone there earlier. And
I was there. I presented it before I came here.
Oh, okay.
Started at 9.
I was at the airport earlier and I saw you drove through. I was wondering if that was the location where you guys would have.
No, I'd gone there to collect an item I left at the airport some days ago, and then I went from there straight to the meeting at the corner building. So I presented from about 9:15 to about 10, and then I left there about 10:30 to come to the program. So yes, it was fairly well attended, and we discussed a number of issues about.
Because there's so many things to discuss.
Pardon?
There's so many things to be discussed. Yesterday, I witnessed a little sort of like miscommunication within certain dispatcher and what job was dispensed to certain people. And, in the eyes of our visitors, it doesn't really look good. We should be on one page as much as possible so that the process will be like flawless.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone will have a good experience. I just heard you say that Big Lice probably trying to run as an independent candidate.
Yeah, he declared that he's going to run as an independent candidate in the next election.
I wish him well, but
there's a but already.
He would not be the first one because there has been independent candidates throughout our history for a long time. Johnny. Probably
I remember
was one
Johnny.
Of the very first
Yeah.
ones.
Warner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And people will feel that way, to be honest, because political parties, I don't know where we're heading. I really don't know where the political parties
But
are
the
heading.
policies up front in their manifestos, they state them, people vote for them.
Yeah, but and we're gonna see more political parties. We're gonna see more like big lights, with more people like big lights, independent candidates.
Mm-hmm.
Well, big lights. Well, it was J.F. Kennedy Jr. He might be the health minister under the Trump administration.
Mm-hmm.
He was a political a candidate.
Yeah, he went independent.
He decided well,
Align.
if his supporters will show their hat, they support under the Trump ticket, you know, he might just end up with something. So it came to fruition in that sense so far.
Mm-hmm.
They are still fine tuning what it will be. So we don't know how many percentage of the constituency 8 vote big life whatever to poll. But the fact that people listen to his program, we don't know what kind of support he will get.
Well, quickly before we close, he say he may run. He's not sure whether he'll run in number 3, number 5, number this and that, but he did not mention constituency 8 because that's where his friend, as he declared, the Prime Minister, that's his constituency. It's 1:30, Africa.
All right.
It's that time when we must fold for the end of the program. Today's Friday. I want to wish you and yours the safest weekend possible. And hopefully see you again tomorrow at the port. For those who want to go to the show later on, it's down the street by the Democrat. Please call Meltaway. And want to wish you all and sundry the safest of weekends as we say to you goodbye today. Hopefully on Monday we'll continue a bit of the national debate. Bye-bye now.
CNN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
On Sunday, November 17th, join us for the 3rd Annual Sugar Mass Awards. The pre-show starts at 6:30 p.m., building anticipation for a night of celebration. At 7 p.m., the main event begins live on the SK and Carnival Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as on ZIZ Television. Tune in for an evening of recognition and honor as we celebrate those who have contributed meritoriously to SK and National Carnival. On Sunday, November 17th, don't miss the chance to be a part of this prestigious event as we acknowledge the heartbeat of Sugar Mass.